Alrighty, so in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard Group, I've got these two posts side by side. Actually, one is right above the other. And if this doesn't cook your noodle, nothing will. Diane writes, The Attitude of Knowing, Manifesting Mastery, Lesson 89. This is powerful. I will explore this today. There's a reason why that lesson is number 89. The Attitude of Knowing. And Diane's smiling. She's smiling. She's smiling. Meanwhile, right below, Burku writes, Sometimes it's hard to do the law of assumption because you're clinging to a hope, but the 3D keeps showing the opposite. Maybe sometimes you just have to let go. What do you think? Rightio. You see, here's what I think. There's the step-by-step side of this. This is important, right? When I drive a car, there's step-by-step that I go through. And it doesn't begin with driving down the road. It begins with as I walk up to the car, I just give it a quick look. I just make sure, right? The tires are all well inflated. I just make sure that everything is warm, full, and dry, right? Safe. I get in the car. I put on the seatbelt. I turn the key. I check the gas. I watch the gauges for a second or two. I give it 15 seconds to warm up. That's what my grandpa taught me. He was a lovely, smart man. His cars lasted like forever, and they were cool. But here's the thing, guys. There's a step-by-step, and it's important. The other side of the coin with anything is you drive the bus. You need some attitude. Diane shares it. Manifesting Mastery Course, Lesson 89, The Attitude of Knowing. 89 lessons in. So we got one more. She does one more. And we're exploring. Not just saying have an attitude. We've been exploring, Diane and I, for 89 days now. Meanwhile, Burku is hoping. It's hard to do the law of assumption. Here's what's cool. You are assuming it's hard to do. You're assuming it is hard to do because you sold the pearl. But anyway, because you're clinging to a hope. But the 3D keeps showing the opposite. Now, here's the cool thing. Let's have some fun. What's the opposite of hope? All right, let me tell you what hope is. Hope is the same as doubt. I hope it happens. I'm clinging on to my hope, right? I doubt it'll happen. I'm pretty sure that it won't. It's the same thing. Hope is a cat turd with icing on it. Doubt is just a cat turd. Personally, I don't want either one in my coffee. I'm not into sugar in the coffee, and I'm not into cat shit in coffee. Let's go on, but the 3D keeps showing the opposite. My guess is you're in orbit around one wish, and that wish feels bigger than you. Like the sun feels bigger than the earth, and the earth is bigger than some dust, and the dust is bigger than, well, you. If you feel like that, if you're hoping, you feel smaller than dust. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, done and dusted. You see, I keep sharing a message. It's really simple. You are God having the adventure of a lifetime. That's it. You are God having the adventure of a lifetime. And that doesn't mean you have to be spiritual about everything. In other words, constipated and never swear, drink, smoke, or look at someone lovely and go, damn. Right? You can do that. You came here to have adventures. You came here to eat meat or yogurt. Right? You pick. I eat both. I have no problems eating any kind of critter. Yeah, animal, vegetable, mushrooms, microorganisms. Right? Don't care. I consume them all. I'm the spark behind the eyes. My Native American mentors used to say, the spirit that moves behind all things. The spirit that moves within all things. Neville Goddard taught that we're the one. We are the one, and we are the many that make up the one. You get to explore this. But I can promise you, Diane, Manifesting Mastery Course 89. I should screenshot this. This is too cool. The attitude of knowing. You don't know that you're God having the adventure of a lifetime by hoping. Because hope is nothing more than cat shit with icing on it. Doubt is cat shit. And if you desire a coffee, I suggest you don't add either one of those to your coffee cup. One more. Here's my universal solution. We've discovered how powerful this is. by sharing it so much in Dream Driven Day that we just had to start sharing it outside of the Dream Driven Day. My Joseph Goddard method. Right? Hey, to the guy on YouTube that said, "You didn't make that up." Yes, I did. You see, Joseph Goddard did something. Joseph Goddard every day after breakfast would sit in his Burpees chair with his eyes half closed, imagining meetings with the men he would meet with that day, having gone his way. I went, wow, that's pretty cool. But here's what I notice. Most people start their day with crap. That little jolt of cortisol in the morning when you discover you have a body is important because it gets you moving. But if you feed the cortisol, you walk throughout the whole day just having dreads and needing distractions. But on the other hand, if you take that state akin to sleep as you are waking up every single day, no exceptions, get this requires a little bit of attitude. I own my day because I own the time where I'm getting out of bed in the morning. That's mine. You can't have it. As I wake up in the morning, I imagine very specific events of my day absolutely having gone my way. And they include stuff like this podcast. They include stuff like the 2 coaching calls I did yesterday with Remarkable members. See, I only coach with Remarkable people. I only coach with Dream Driven Day people. I only coach with Manifesting Mastery course people. And here's why. These are people who are doing something already. You have to commit. You can commit to a program. You can commit to your morning. Ultimately, you get to commit to you. I own my day because I'm nailing stuff like having had made a great podcast. Apparently the podcast player on the website's been acting up. A couple friends have let me know. I told him he might have to switch over to Spotify because I have no idea how to fix that. We live in such a fascinating world that people have Android phones, Apple phones, Google phones. We have different web browsers on different phones, different tablets, different desktops and laptops, and different browsers on each. I feel for the people that make apps because you'd have to coordinate all that stuff, trying to figure out what app isn't working on whose computer, what part of the world is it. Good Lord. I call that complicated. I'm not into complicated. I'm into simple. I'm to radio. You need some simple step-by-step. You need to change your experiences. You need to change the experiences that change your experiences. Think about that. So if you got gold, we did the little thing the other day about ManifestingMasteryCourse.com where they figured out, there's a reason why it works. It's only 15 minutes a day. There's another reason why it works because it gets you playing where you're not playing. Because whenever you try to use this as a fix-it tool, sometimes I feel it's hard to do the law of assumption because you're clinging to the hope, but the 3D keeps showing you the opposite. That's called fixing. I'm not a fan of fixing. I'm a fan of funning. 5 to 10, 6 to 12 wishes every day. Do something like ManifestingMasteryCourse.com that has you do 90 days of things that don't necessarily make sense. But they're the 90 things that have proven themselves, if done in a done in a specific order, yield fantastic results. Go read a couple thousand success stories. That's ManifestingMasteryCourse.com. And for those of you who share the show, who share their lives with us, sharing is caring. We really appreciate that. We love getting to know you. And go play. Have a lovely day. See ya.